everybody. This is a great crowd. I know it's summer months. It's awesome the way everyone has shown up. It's obviously a very exciting day in Tennessee Tech athletics. With that, let's get started. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you inside here for a special Tennessee Tech baseball announcement and press conference. I'd like to welcome everyone in this room, also welcoming everybody on the OVC Digital Network. So wherever you're tuning us in from, produced by the Golden Eagles Sports Network, we say good morning. It's really fun that the last time there was a big group inside this room, it was the first unofficial day of summer, Memorial Day. We learned where Tennessee Tech was going in the NCAA tournament, off to Oxford. What do they say? The rest is history. And boy, was it ever. What a run that the Golden Eagles had. Now that today is the first official day of summer, it is fun that everyone else can be back in this room again. And just like that morning, we are about to hear some great Golden Eagle baseball news. Enough of me, let's get the important people up here. So please, let's welcome Tennessee Tech Director of Athletics, Mr. Mark Wilson.
Good morning. It is a wonderful day, and before we introduce our new coach, I think it's really important that we reflect. And we reflect on this season. This season was a remarkable season, and that credit goes to the student athletes. They're the ones that are out there each and every day representing all of us in athletic competition. And the memorable season that you provided us, and the way you galvanized this campus, the way you galvanized the community and the state of Tennessee was absolutely remarkable. And I applaud you all that, and I think they deserve a round of applause. Would be remiss if we didn't congratulate Coach Bragga. You know, Coach Bragga has been so important. To Tennessee Tech baseball and laying the foundation that Coach Holmes gets to take over. Okay? We congratulate him on his new opportunity. We will certainly miss he and his family, but it's a great opportunity for us too to continue to build upon what is here at Tennessee Tech and to really raise it to another level. Now, men, you student athletes that are here today, this would not be possible without all the people that wore the purple and gold in the past. And as I look around the room, I see a lot of our baseball alumni that are here. I see Coach Mays here, and he's been a really important part as a head coach for a long, long time. So all the baseball alumni, Coach Mays, Coach Bragga, who's not with us today, I tip my hat to you and give you all a round of applause. And now it's a great opportunity to look to the future. And the future is so bright, so bright. And before I bring President Oldham up, I just want to make one last comment about the future. You know, people may say that we're rebuilding next year. That is so far from the truth. Okay, the public has no idea the young men that were in the dugout this year, that practiced every day, that just did not get that opportunity to shine because of the players playing in front of them. Okay, but we have talent. We have a lot of talent here. And the expectations are that we take it to a whole other level than what we did this year. Okay, and I know that's the goal of these young men that are sitting here. And when you get an opportunity to see them shine, it's going to be absolutely remarkable. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce the University President, Dr. Phil Oldham.
Thank you and good morning. I don't know what I could say much more than what Mark has already said. We all witnessed a phenomenal season this year, but we also realized that was no fluke. That was not a one-off. We know what it took to get that team to that point, and we were on the verge. We deserved to be in Omaha. That team was absolutely good enough to be there, and we achieved something that in program history I don't think had ever been achieved before, actually a top 10 national ranking. We want to make sure that that's a perennial thing, okay, that this is not a one-off, and this is the time for us to look to that next play. I think that's something that Coach Holmes brought up the other day with me. You always look for that next play, and that's what this team taught us this year. that no matter what the last play was, you're always looking for the next one. And that's what we're doing here this morning, is looking for that next play. I have no doubt that we are, as a campus community, certainly the administration, the coaching staff, the players, we're committed to making sure that this program continues on this trajectory, and that people all around the country don't have to struggle so much about who Tennessee Tech is and where we come from, and what TTU stands for. So thank you all for being here today. I think it's a great testament to what has been accomplished, and all of us know what can be accomplished in the future. So it's great to welcome one of our own, really, Justin and Lizzie. This is an exciting day for you guys, and we couldn't be happier. So congratulations to you, and thanks to all of you for being here today.
You know, working in college athletics, being a coach, being an athletic director, being a university president, our spouses make tremendous, tremendous sacrifices. And so before we actually introduce the new coach, I do want to recognize Coach Holmes' beautiful wife. She is absolutely remarkable. And, you know, to be successful as a coach, it's a team effort. You know, it's the coaching staff, it's student athletes, but it's your family as well. And I know that Lizzie and Ryder and Vera, they're committed to a family atmosphere with Tennessee Tech baseball. And I'd like to just present Lizzie a quick token of our congratulations to you. So Lizzie Holmes. You know, as a university administration, as you begin thinking about what you're going to do to hire a head coach and how we go about recruiting coaches and what we're looking for, you know, you look for people that have had head coaching experience, you look for people that are assistant coaches at top programs. And then as I was really reflecting and thinking and talking extensively with Dr. Odom, I mean, Tennessee Tech baseball, we are a top program. We are a top program. We are a top 10 program. We have dynamite young men that achieve great in the classroom. They achieve great on the field. They're great young men that represent us so well as a university and as a community. And when things are going really, really well, like they have over not just since the 2018 season, not 2017-18 season. You go back to like 2009 and you know, the regional in Clemson and beating Alabama, and then you come forth to the 2018 season. Therefore, you do not have to look far to find the next leader of your program. And Coach Holmes has had great. He has played for a great coach. He has worked for great coaches. He's had great mentorship from Coach Bragga here at Tennessee Tech. And I'm going to list off a couple things that I love about Justin Holmes and why he is our head coach, why he is your head coach. Okay, his passion is unmatched, okay. He loves the game of baseball. He loves the student athletes. Genuinely cares for the student athletes. He has great knowledge of the game. He's a great recruiter. I mean, as I look here, a lot of you young men, you're here because of Coach Holmes. Okay, great recruiter. And he's going to represent Tennessee Tech in the greatest way. And not most importantly, but last, is that he's committed to raising Tennessee Tech baseball to even a newer height. Okay, Dr. Odom has already said that, to a newer height. Take us places that we dream about going. Okay, we have dreamed about going to a super regional. I know David Mays, when he was coaching, he dreamed about going to a super regional. I know that. Every coach in the Ohio Valley Conference has dreamed about going to a super regional. Okay. Tennessee Tech achieved that this year. Now let's continue that dream about going to Omaha. And the person to lead us to Omaha, to lead us to continued success academically, athletically, socially, is Justin Holmes. It's my pleasure to introduce the new head coach of Tennessee Tech baseball, Justin Holmes. looks good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. There's two things that happened right there. The first one is Mark referred to me as Coach Holmes, and for the first time, that's when somebody was referring to me as being a head coach, and that gave me chills. That's awesome. The second thing is this suit from Dr. Phil. Give it up for Dr. Phil and that suit right there. That style right there. I absolutely love it, that style right there. I want to start by saying this, that, you know, I truly am humbled and honored to be up here. And I understand that this is not a right. This is not anything that anyone's entitled to. You have to earn it. And you have to go through things. I take that very seriously. I also want to say this. This program has a strong foundation. Strong foundation. Coach Bragga laid that foundation. I'm not going to sit up here and try to pretend that didn't happen. He absolutely did. I love him. And I appreciate him giving me and my family an opportunity to come here into this great community. I appreciate that. And I think we know, man, this program stands on the shoulders of giants. People in this room, a guy that's going to go to one of the most heralded programs in college baseball. That's what we're standing on. Let's not just maintain the foundation, boys. Let's build on it. Why not? So we talk about it all the time. I'm not going to set limitations for these guys. Why would I do that? Some of you might ask me today, what's it going to be like? What are we going to do? What are we going to strive to do? And I'll answer those questions, but you want to know the answers? Ask these guys. Because the one commitment that I have to all of them is, what's your goal? And be careful what you tell me what your goal is, because what I give you my word is that I'm going to push you to reach your goal. It's not always pleasant, but if that's what you want, that is my job. That is my obligation. So if you want to know what we're going to be and how far we're going to go, ask the guys in the uniform. Because practice is for coaches, but the games are for the players. And when you get out there and you got to make the play, you got to make that pitch, you got to get that hit, you got to get that bunt down, you just got to keep your cool. When you got to run that extra sprint, when you got to get up in the morning and lift, when you got to do all those things, what are you doing it for? If you're doing it for something that is my idea or anybody else's idea in this room, it's not nearly as powerful if you say, this is my idea. I want to achieve this. That's why I'm doing this. The why is so important. And so I say, ask these guys why. They will tell you. My job is to put together a plan, give them everything that they need, all the resources with the help of the university and athletic department, and hold them to it and push them. Because it's not easy, is it, boys? No, it's not easy. But my job is to never let you stop. That's when I think I failed you. And I take this responsibility extremely seriously. And I do, again, when you said next play, all I could hear was Coach Larry Bragga up in the booth yelling over the intercom, next play, next play. Get up there and get on the speakers and be yelling next play. And that's what I heard. It made me smile. Because there is a lot of good history here, and we need to stay bridged to that. So that's important for me to say first and foremost. And man, the Lord, God is good, man. He is good. And He has grace. And I need it. And He gives it to me. So I thank Him for that. And when I think about grace, I think about my beautiful wife. Babe, we wouldn't be here without you, for real. You are the MVP of this family. I love you. You know those nights that you got to take out the trash because I'm not here and that's my other, we're going to get better at that. I'm going to get better at that. I got to get better at that. But no, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Ryder, I love you, boy. Vera, I think she's outside. That's my baby girl. That's my heart. Okay? And here's the thing. Son, this is a great job. This is a nice ring. All this stuff is great. But I love you and your mother more and your daughter than all this. I never want you to forget that. Pardon me, sorry. That's cliche. I cried at the conference. Sorry about that. But I mean that. Yeah, he hit his head like that. He's like, come on, Dad.
She's made me cry, Coach.
But it's true. It's true. It's important because balance is important because baseball, that's not who you are. It's what you do. It's not who you are. It's what you do. And I try to remind these guys of that every single day. Like, who you are is how you treat people. Who you are, do you keep your word? Who you are, when you do mess up, do you come forward and say, that's my fault. I got it. That's who you are. And my family, they make me who I am. I love you guys. I love you guys for that. I love these guys. How could I not? They're believing in me. Thank you. Dr. Phil, that's awesome. Thank you, Mark. I mean, this is awesome. Frank, Harold, Tammy McMillan, the Kims, everybody. I mean, there's so many people that I got to thank in this athletic department, and if I don't get to your name, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come to you personally, I'm going to look you in the eye, I'm going to shake your hand. I appreciate it. Because as a guy that's been on the road recruiting, do you know what's scary? Putting your name on somebody. That's scary. That's your word. What do you have in this world if you don't have your word? And when it's your job to say, this person can do this job, you got to get on the table for them. Not just because maybe a guy can hit a ball far or throw it. A lot of guys can do that, but is he our kind of guy? Is he going to fit that puzzle? Can we count on him? I can count on these guys. I believe in them. And that just happened to me. I had some people in the administration, people in the community at large, stand up on the table and say, this is our guy. I know how hard that is, and I appreciate that. And I will not forget it. And I will make sure that I do a fantastic job of representing not only this university, which I consider to be my home, and this community in Cookeville, which I've lived a lot of places, but you know what? This is the best place I've ever, I love it here. I've told people for years, this is my home. My family's come here and been embraced from every corner of this community, and I appreciate that. And I want to give back. We want to continue to give back and continue that precedent that was laid by Coach Bragga before. And Coach Mays, where are you, Coach Mays?
Right there in the middle.
Can we please give Coach Mays a round of applause? History is important. You don't come through and you don't knock down all the statues and that. No, you celebrate it. You celebrate it. I know that what I'm doing here and what we want to do here as a program is to continue this great tradition. And what's the point of tradition if you don't celebrate it? And we need to. Because this university and this program in particular has a lot of great history. And I never want to forget that. I appreciate you being here, Coach. I thank you for that. So, it gets me to the community. Wow. From the mayor and his wife to someone I ran to at the Kroger the other day. The support has been unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it's like I tell these guys all the time, I try to tell them, listen, maybe you get drafted, maybe you're an All-American, maybe you're this, maybe you're that. Those are great, but those things tend to fade with time. But when you accomplish and you achieve, and everybody can be a part of it and come together, then it's an experience, and experiences don't fade. Thing about experiences, they get better, they change, they become fish stories. Who knows what you guys did 20 years from now? I won't say any different. That's the beauty of it, but everybody's talking about it because it's an experience that the community can have together. And that was great. And see, it's so much bigger than just winning a game. You can actually reach out and you can entertain people. You can maybe distract a person. You can give a person somebody to root for that didn't have anything. I had a young man who was driving me back from the rental car place the other day. Our bullpen catcher, he's his fraternity brother. After about 5 minutes of looking at me weird, he finally talked to me, and I said, what's up? He said, I want to tell you, I've been here 4 years, and I've been waiting for this moment athletically. And thank you, it was my last semester. And now I have all kinds of Tennessee Tech gear, I'm wearing it, and you know what, I appreciate that. And I said, that's great, but don't thank me, thank these guys. Thank these guys. But that's what it can be. And so I know as a community, you're looking to me to, man, I have some pretty high expectations on me. Good. Good. What are you doing this for? Why am I in front of this podium? I want to be here. Keep your expectations on me. And I promise you, I'll give you one promise, that I will do everything within my power to make those expectations come true. Why else would I be standing here? And would you want anything less? No, you wouldn't. And I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of that. In fact, I'm pretty excited. I can't wait, frankly. Okay? But this community has been fantastic. I want to thank them. I need to thank some coaches, okay? First and foremost, the coach of my life, my father. Wow. Dad, you're at home. I love you, man. And this guy, what an example he set for me. What an advantage he gave to me in some ways, that he provided structure and discipline for me. He made sure I didn't go without. And he pushed me. Gosh, he pushed me. Through tough times, he pushed me. And I thank him for that. My mother. Good cop, bad cop. My mom was the one that really pushed. She really pushed, and I love her for it because I wouldn't be here. It's made me a better person. I love you, Mom. I love you so much. Thank you. My sister who supported me, Abby Holmes, she went to how many baseball games? I don't know. Thank you, Abby. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Got a text from her this morning. It's just a beautiful thing. Lizzie's parents, Sparky and Mary Newsom, biggest fans. I mean, baby, you're my biggest recruit of all. I had to go into that home. I went in. Oh, I got off to a good start. So, I love you guys, and to all your Uncle Daniel, Aunt Molly, everybody. Just thank you so much for all the support. My uncles, my extended family in Alabama, other parts of Georgia, into Florida, over to California. If you're watching, thank you, because I promise you at some point you helped me, and I don't forget that. Family is blood. So, I think also I'm going to talk about a coach right here that I think we've already spoken about, but we need to, and that's Coach Bragga. 4 years ago, Coach Bragga gave me my career back. He took a chance on me. I never forget that. Matt, if you're watching, thank you, man. Thank you. Because you have to have people believe in you in this business. Once you get that opportunity, now it's you. And I've done my best. I've done my best. And I appreciate that. But Coach Bragga has built this program into something that's we're all proud of. And we need to say his name. And we need to talk about him and celebrate it, just like we do Coach Mays. Because that's our history. If you don't have history, what do you have? What do you have? So I want his name to be on everybody's lips. I want him to be talking and reminiscing about him, and everybody be a Rice fan until we get him on the schedule.
We're playing them in March when it's snowing.
And then we'll have a friendly rivalry. But that's cool. I'm in a coaching tree now. I've always wanted to be in a coaching tree, and I give him my word that I'll do everything I can to expand that coaching tree by mentoring assistants and trying to help other guys become head coaches, because you know what name will always be with Coach Bragga no matter where he goes? Tennessee Tech. Tennessee Tech, just like the players. And let's spread those branches as far and wide as we can. Let's do that. This place is special. We can do that. I know that we can do that. There's a guy that I need to talk about that gave me my start in this business, and that's Coach David Perno. I played for Coach David Perno at the University of Georgia. And he called me at the end of my professional career, and he convinced me to come and be the volunteer there in 2008. My wife was getting her doctorate. She was finishing up. It made sense. And I went in there. I played my last game at probably 10 o'clock Eastern time, and I was on the field the next day at like 3 throwing batting practice. So technically, I never retired. So if anybody want to call me, they can get my number. I still think I can do a couple things. These guys would disagree. I get there on the field, and they tell me that I'm getting old now, so I don't get to as many stuff as I used to. But Coach Perno talked me into taking a chance on this career, and here's what he did for me. I went in, and he didn't treat me like I was new. I went in, and he said, here's your jobs. This is how you're going to do it. If you need help, you come find me, but it better get done. That was scary. That team finished second in the country in 2008. There was a lot of expectations. I got thrown right in that fire, but he taught me how to work. He taught me about people. He taught me to look myself in the mirror. Because definitely there was times where I dropped the ball for him. And he corrected that. But you know what? He taught me those valuable lessons early, and they've led from me being here today. And I appreciate you, Coach. I thank you so much for that. I want to thank Mark Wilson. Let's give a hand for Mark Wilson. Let's go.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Awesome, man. Those bear hugs. He's got me. He gets me in there. So, hey, you know what? You're taking a chance on me. You won't regret it. I'm going to take care of this program for you. Thank you, Dr. Phil. Awesome. Just sitting down and talking with him. Mr. Lee, wherever you are, if you're in the room, what's up? Mr. Lee, thank you so much. I had a great time talking with him the other day, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic. The last time that I was in the president's office, he was actually recording our 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. One take, he nailed it. Next time you're at a game and you hear it, listen to it. That's one take. He absolutely nailed it. It was fantastic. We might have to do a re-record. We might have to get you in a booth or something like that. That's good. One last guy, and there's many more, but one last guy, and this is also important. Derek Weldon. Coach Derek Weldon. If you're watching at home, brother, Thank you. Derek was a coach here for 3 years. He helped lay this foundation, and he made a choice that was best for his family. And you know what? I'm going to say his name up here today. He deserves it. He worked hard, and he did a lot for this university. And I don't think that his name should be forgotten either. So Derek, thank you for that. I appreciate your hard work. We wouldn't be here without Derek. Great guy. And that leads me to my players. Thank y'all so much. I mean, I love coming to work with you guys every single day. I really do. I love it. I'm blessed. I am blessed beyond words because my job is my hobby. My job is my passion. I don't take that for granted either. But being around these guys and having the opportunity to make an impact on them, man, that means so much to me. It means so much. I wore my ring today, and I wore it for a very specific reason. Here's why. And we talked about this, but when we talk about championships, look, if you're trying to win a championship for this hunk of metal right here, you'll be disappointed. It's going to tarnish. It's going to get old. It might get lost in a box somewhere. If that's all you're doing it for is this hunk of metal, it'll be empty. But one thing I tell these guys is it's so much more than that, because what it is a time capsule. And when you look at it, because you might not wear it all the time, but when you look at it, what do you see? Do you see a bunch of diamonds? Do you see it? No, you see people. There's people in these things. And they'll stay with you. And you'll remember them. And you'll remember lessons. You remember funny things and bad things, but you'll always remember that no matter what happened. You have this ring, and you found a way to make it work. So no matter what happens in your life, you can still have your ring if you just keep going. That's why they're so valuable. That's why we have to win more. When I have them up in my living room, and people say, why do you keep them out like that? I said, why wouldn't I? Why would you keep them out? But honestly, what do I do with my rings? I tell these guys that. I just look at them. If I have a problem, if something's going on with a young man or in the program, I go look at those rings. Somewhere in those rings, somewhere in those time capsules, somewhere in those people, there's a solution. Or there's a really bad decision that I made that I don't need to make again. And that's sometimes more valuable. But they're in there. And that's why I keep them up there. Because that's how valuable they are to me. They can't be taken away. And so guys, I never want you to forget that we're winning, we're striving, we're doing all those things. But man, baseball, it's not who you are. Don't let it become your identity. But like we always say also, hey man, if we're going to do something, let's do it. Why not? Because we love to compete. I love being out there on the stage. I know they do too. I can't wait. This program wants to be in the spotlight. This program wants to play under those lights, those hot lights. Not the lights that come on, on some game on the Sunday afternoon that's a blowout. No. We want to be under those hot lights. Or on that hot turf. There's like 110 out there. These guys did a heck of a job. But we want to be there. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying out loud and talking about things that other people think are impossible. Why are you even doing this? You can't be afraid to fail. We're not afraid to fail. We're not afraid to say what's going to happen and shoot high. We're not afraid because we know that unless you're willing to take that risk, unless you're brave enough to say, I'm going to do this, when people don't think you can do it, you'll never accomplish it. So I'll end this the way that I started it. You want to know expectations, you want to know where this program is going, you talk to these boys. They are the engine of this program. I'm just their mechanic. I'm just the guy that makes sure that it's running the way it should be. And I have total faith in all of these guys completely. Before I sit down, I also want to say thank you. Let's give it up. Coach Wright and Coach Radovian. Let's give it up. Awesome. Two guys in their very first year in Division I baseball, and suddenly we're like in a 24-game winning streak, and I looked at Coach Wright one day. I said, dude, are you okay? And he's like, this is wild. I said, if it makes you feel any better, I'm right there with you. This is wild, man. And Rito's up there throwing batting practice all the time, working on the field. Hey, you got to give those guys love. Those guys have a home here. They are a part of this program, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So that'll conclude my remarks right here. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is not something I take for granted, and frankly, I can't wait. Because I promise this also. We work hard here, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. You can't hold on to things that tight. If you grab something and you squeeze it, there's a better chance that it slips through your fingers than if you just have your hand out and you're waiting for it. That's another great coach, Rick Exine. Rick, if you're out there, I love you, man. But Rick told me that. He said, sometimes you got to open your hand if you want to grab something. So you have these expectations, but we can't let them dominate what we're trying to do with these young men. And if they'll play with freedom and confidence and with the intensity that I know they will, who knows what can happen in the future. Let's do it. I'm so excited. Thank you.